What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are working on a CLS Mercedes, going to convert bags to a normal spring setup. So the first thing that you want to do is take off the wheel. All right, so now with the wheel off, we have a few different components that we got to take off. Firstly, we're going to start off by taking off the sway bar end link right over here, and then after that we're going to loosen out our shock nut, our strut nut, and possibly the rear subframe nut that holds the whole entire bar in, and possibly this one as well. We want to have enough space that way we can get this strut out and get the bag out, and also get the new spring in there, which we have done the other side and it was a pain, but I'm gonna show you guys the process step by step. All right, so first off, you want to go ahead and get yourself a size 10 Allen key socket right over there, and go ahead and loosen it up. Now if it is spinning on the other side, just get a little monkey wrench and put it on the other side to hold down that bolt. So catch you guys when I get it off. Just like that, we got it out. Now we do want to get this bolt out. It's necessary to get it out because we have to get to that one all the way in the back, and with this one being loose, we'll have the room to get our socket. In this case, we're not Mercedes-Benz techs, but we are DIY mechanics, so we're gonna go ahead and get our size T55 and get her on the back over there, and get our 19 on the other side to hold it down, actually an 18, sorry, and wrench it off by hand. That way we don't strip anything, and if anything, now we're holding it down with the T55 and moving it with the 18mm socket to successfully get this nut off without stripping anything. There we go. And now these nuts on the Mercedes-Benz is pretty strange. When they do screw in, they kind of screw back out. You could hammer it out, but you're at risk of mashing the threads. For our stabilizer end link, it's a little tricky, but it's going to be using a 5/8, and this one is under a lot of pressure, so do be careful when you are taking this part off. You might have to use a big tool to do it. If you're lucky like me, you can just get it off by hand, and you can see the other piece spinning, so you are going to need a little monkey wrench again to hold it off on the other side. That way you're not spinning. Now we have that piece off in the back, which looks like this. And then now we have this one right here for this guy. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this guy off, and I'll show you what that looks like right now. When you are taking off this nut, I do advise that you guys put this under pressure by using a jack, or if you're risky and you want to just full send it, it's not a very explosive blow when this thing lets go, because you are using the ratchet to kind of unscrew it, and when it gets to its end thread, it kind of just pulls it downwards. So as long as it's not too close to the ground, you're not going to smack your hand. Your hands are totally safe, you're fine. But I do advise for beginners, please use a jack, so you're not going to get all this heavy tension from the sway bar. Now that we have the sway bar end link off, we're going to carefully set our nuts to a side. And what we're going to do now, our client previously had cut the other lines. Now, I don't advise doing that unless this is your personal vehicle and you're not going to resell it or anything, or plan on going back to airbags. So we're going to copy what he did on the other side. This is put on by a once clamp from factory. They put this on, they clamp it shut, and once it's on there, it's never coming off. To avoid any further time on this, we're just going to get our razor blade and cut right there on that line. Snip this line right over here. This is our hydraulic fluid that helps go up and down with the strut. And then after that, there is a little tiny wire that is connected. You can see right there. Hold on. That is where our wire is connected. However, though, same thing with that one. We're gonna just take off the strut first before we can even get into that, because I do not want to reach inside that hole. Who knows what's behind these cobwebs. So to remove this giant bolt right here, it's a size 22, we're gonna do what we've been doing for all of the other ones. We're gonna get our socket on one end like so. I would maybe even go with the 21. I'm just kind of playful for the 20. but we're gonna go ahead and go with the 22 anyway and get a monkey wrench on the other side. Then we're gonna take off this bolt, then we're gonna take off this one right here. Then once everything is kind of loose and we get the top strut out, I'll show you guys that in just a moment, then we'll cut the line. I do advise also when you are cutting this line, make sure that there's no more line in the bags. In this case, there's a giant hole, so there won't be any kind of pressure in there. And the car has been off, so the air compressor hasn't put any kind of excess air into the lines. But always take caution when cutting lines with blades, because when you do puncture a balloon, it pops. When you puncture a line, guess what? It pops. Enough of me talking, let's get that bolt off. Just like that, she's out. This one came out with no effort. Really nice. I love the big bolts. Now we're gonna go ahead and get our, I believe it's a 15, well not a 15, it's a 5/8, because this is a German car. And yep, like I said, hold on, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Just like that, unplugged. Got our main air hose right up here. That's that white one, unplugged. And then our other lines are unplugged from the bag. Well, you can see that cut. Nice little surgical cut right over there. And then this wire is actually our electronic wire to control the strut and how stiff or soft you want the suspensions. Wow. Inside the trunk space here, we'll see our top nut. Alright, so inside here we're gonna need our special tools, which is a 16mm ratchet over, something like that. Something that looks like this, where you can get your tool put on there and be able to hold it down with something on top. And that something on top is going to be our Allen key, or our monkey wrench. And essentially it'll look something like this. So I'll catch you guys when I get everything wrenched off. So in the spring kit, you're gonna get the top hat, you're gonna get the main bottom area, and also something that's very important, you're gonna get a brand new white soft clippy thing, and that's going to screw into that little stub right up there, and that's going to hold in that piece right over there. It's kind of odd that it doesn't use a screw down method, it just uses a normal clip. So it'll just clip into place. So we're gonna righty tighty lefty loosey this, do be careful, it's really sharp. And once this guy is all the way on there, we're gonna put on our other piece. So now that that is all the way in there, we're gonna get our hat cone side up and push this guy inside the hole. And also to get out the strut, it is going to be a little bit hard, but you just have to turn it clockwise, and then after that twist and pull it straight down. Bada bing bada boom, she's out. Now we're gonna get our spring in, then get that back bolt in, and then after that worry about our coil afterwards, our hydraulic strut rather. So now with the top piece in, we have our rubber grommet right over here, and that's gonna eliminate road vibrations. We're gonna put this one together down here like so, then tighten up that back piece. We're also going to jack up the vehicle by these control arms. We're going to use our monkey wrench, we're going to use our ratchet, something flat so it can hold both edges up at the same time. And then after that, we should be able to line up the two bolts up there, then bolt up our spring. So this is our long replacement strut right over here, and with the almighty push we can compress this. Can't do it with one hand, but I'll show you guys what it looks like on the vehicle. And alright, so to kind of prolong the process and keep it 100 with you guys, kind of scrapped all the progress that we did. We did put in the spring, however though the spring needs a lot of compression. It's a very heavy spring, and the shock absorber we kind of just fit it in there. We have it screwed in on the top, but this is very annoying, but we have to do it. You have to take off these two 14s right here and right here, and with again a monkey wrench in the back. And once those do come off, be careful, they are under high pressure as well. It'd help if you keep the car on a jack That way you can relieve the pressure and it doesn't come shooting up in your face. Alright, so got the two upper arms off. Annoying little nuts. Now that we have all this off, we have a lot more wiggle space that we can wiggle around with. Well, first we're actually going to get our spring bolts in, then we're going to work our way to our rear subframe, and then we're going to push our strut up, tighten down our strut, and then after that we're going to tighten up this one and then tighten up these guys afterwards and put some pressure on there so we won't get hit in the face with these things, because these hurt. Alright, so definitely leverage is something that will help out a lot, guys, if you have one jack to get everything up there, and if you have something to help hold up the main arm so it's not you holding it up, even if you have an extra pair of hands. In this case I don't, so we have to make do with what we have here. So we also have our end screw, and at the end of the day all the screws are relatively the same. They're all going to fit the same pattern, but we're going to put our screw on, and the way how we're going to tighten this down is we're not going to torque it down with the Torx head. We're going to torque it down by the main socket area, just because this has much better grip and won't strip compared to that one. So now that we have that one all buttoned up back there, we're going to get our bottom bolt right there buckled up, and then after that we're going to push this thing up, get this guy pushed in, and then follow our way all the way to the front. So I'll catch you guys when I get everything all buttoned up. Got all of our bolts in. With this one, honestly guys, you didn't even need to compress it. There is still some slack on top, so I didn't put the bolt in all the way, but it's enough so that way it doesn't fall out. Now we are going to get the other little nut and attach that onto the other side, but our 21s are in, our 18s with our 55 splines are in. We're waiting on this one right now with the 14, trying to line up that guy, but we did get the other one in. And then we got to get this guy 10 key Allen with the little monkey wrench on the other end. We're gonna get this one in first and then hopefully get this guy in afterwards, so it'll all lined up 100%. All right, so we got all of our bolts torqued down. We got that one right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if I counted the 7th one, but then now we only have the top one to go in, and then after that we are done with the job. So very tough job, guys. Once again, you need a 10, you need a 21, 18, T55, 14, and also a monkey wrench, and maybe even a cutters if you're just gonna send it and cut the wires and full send it and do that, especially if it's just your car to keep it. Definitely I would say get a couple of jacks just to have that leverage. We're gonna get a cold start from this car because you guys can see it does not have mufflers. So for all of you that have been following me a long time, you know we always love to hear a nice cold start. There you go. Muffler delete. Got a little purr to it. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoy all that content. I know, right? Nah, but got it running, guys. That's all that matters. Got the suspension. It's a little high right now, but if you have any questions, comments, all that fun stuff, comment down below, guys. And as always, guys, stay safe and stay chill.